Welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Juho996. That's Juho996, and he's driving the VK4502B on an encounter battle on Ensk. The 4502B gets a bit of a bad rap for not being a fantastic tank. Any tank that's got the turret mounted on the back generally won't perform as well as a mid-turret or front turret tank in general. That's especially in city fights and anywhere where you need to sort of play peekaboo around obstacles and rocks, which is most of the places in this game. Oh, a little bit unlucky there. The 131 just managing to juke and turn to the side just as Juho fired. A little bit unfortunate for him. Gun does take a decent amount of time to reload. Has a good shot there. Very surprised he didn't hit the KV-1S in the end, but luckily he didn't and managed to get an ammo rack on the 131 and takes him out. But it looks like the light tanks are making a charge up the centre there, and there aren't really any allied tanks on that right-hand flank, so Juho just going to decide to spin himself around and head over there. Now, apart from the turret being mounted on the back of this thing, it is Tier 9, so it does get the same gun as the E75, and its frontal armour is pretty fantastic. Off the top of my head, I think it's 170 front armour, so this thing does a very, very good job of bouncing shots. The other good thing about having the turret mounted in the back is it's very, very easy to side scrape with this thing, as you saw Juho just doing there around whatever that weird winch thing is there. But because the turret's mounted on the back, you can hide your front plate, angle yourself ever so slightly into your side scraping position, and then when you need to move into your fire position, you only need to move back about a meter, a couple of foot, and then with the turret you are well on target. You're well on line to be able to fire at the enemy and then get back into a defended position very quickly. So saw the 12T just sat still in the centre then, decided to just have a shot at him and took him out no problem whatsoever. This gun does a good amount of damage and has fantastic penetration. Like I said, it's the same one that the E75 has. So with them only having this Tiger 2 now on this right hand flank and the enemy committing quite a lot of forces to this area, you see the enemy's more sort of bunched up around the centre, whereas the allies are kind of going for more wide flanks. As you can see, they've got a few tanks on that far left-hand side and a couple of tank destroyers on this far right-hand side. Not as many tanks in the centre there. Finds a Jagdpanther, kills a Jagdpanther. That's 3 shots, 3 kills so far for Juho. So off to a very good start. You can see the thing he's doing here is just reversing his tank out, not really caring about the added protection of front armour. So just reversing his tank out there so he doesn't have to poke the whole of his tank out in order to get his turret on target and take a shot. Now there's nobody left to shoot at here, so just going to move down this alleyway here and hopefully try and take that 5100 by surprise. If the 5100 gets a drop on him, I don't think he's quite got the damage to be able to take him out in a single clip. And Juho will probably get 2 shots at him, but it looks like his attention's kind of being held by that Tiger 2, so to be honest, sorry, I called it a 5100, it's actually a 5120, so it looks like his attention is being held by that Tiger 2. He's probably reloading his cannon, to be honest. Juho obviously not being spotted as he comes down there, as that 5120 backs off right around the corner and just takes a good shot in the rear there. Cannon probably still, well, his cannon's probably reloaded now, but he knows he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. If he charges forward, the 2 of them are going to have shots on him, so he's kind of just dancing around the situation here, waiting for one of them to commit to one direction so that he can go the opposite direction. Tiger 2 gets a hit in as well, but this 5120 is going to kill the Tiger 2. There's going to be nothing he can do about this whatsoever. But luckily the Tiger 2 gets a second shot in, and that takes him down to 115 hit points. Decides to traverse his turret in the wrong direction, and that just allows Juho the time to reload his cannon and then fire at the 5120 and just take him out. So the battle hasn't gone particularly well on this right-hand flank or in the centre there. The Allies committing way too many forces to the extremes of these flanks here and just being caught off guard. Jagdpanther 2 comes steaming around the corner and just saves that Tiger 1 from getting eliminated there. That Tiger 1 was probably about to get taken out, but luckily this the Jagdpanther 2 comes around the corner and keeps him alive. And then luckily Juho just able to take him out and pick up kill number 5. Got to be careful of this AT7 here. Got to get himself around the corner at the right angle. Knows that the AT7 hasn't got fantastic penetration, so just comes around at the correct angle and just bounces that shot on his immensely well armoured front plate. Like I said, I'm pretty sure off the top of my head that that's got about 170 points of armour. And the Tiger 1 from earlier caught him napping and just sailed a shot straight through his side armour. And now he's got to deal with an IS-3, which is using the corpse of one of his allies, I think, as cover there. But as you can see, he's taken a couple of big hits, but he's actually taken no damage whatsoever. All of the damage getting soaked up by these tracks and then just bouncing on the very, very thick front plate of this VK here. So the IS-3 using the corpse of the Tiger as cover here, and Juho not really wanting to get sucked into a close quarters battle here. Spots an ISU 152 coming in from the side. Luckily just managed to angle himself well enough. The ISU had obviously committed to firing at his side armour, so once he spun it round, he basically got himself into an open air side scraping position. Rushed his shot just a little bit there though, but well, earlier on, and missed the ISU. But was able to charge down the IS-3 and take him out. The ISU opting to shoot him in the turret, damaging his gun but not getting any damage through either. So that's an absolutely awesome bit of play there from Juho996, causing 5,000 damage, getting 9 kills and taking absolutely no damage whatsoever from the enemy. It'll be interesting to see how much potential damage he could have taken there when he took absolutely no actual damage in the end. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Stick around because there's another one coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Dav197. That's Dav197, and he is driving the T28 Prototype on a standard battle on Himmelsdorf. T28 Prototype being the Tier 8 tank destroyer, turreted version for the Americans. Excuse me. So first off, he's going to be heading over to the right-hand flank. Probably going to be taking up a position. Nope. Thought he was going to be taking a position in the centre there, but it looks like he's going to head across to the alley on the right-hand side, affectionately known as Dead Man's Alley. Reason for that is you need some stuff there with big guns and big armour, just to be able to deal with the heavy tanks that come around there. T28 Prototype, painfully slow vehicle, so we're just going to speed this one up until we actually get into some action. Looks like the enemy really haven't committed any forces down here, actually. Dav197 just going out and going to be relying on his armour here, because he just steams straight down the alleyway, not really caring about who is here, because he knows he's got his allied T28 Prototype and the VK there as support if things do go drastically wrong. Finds a 3002D hiding out here. Tries to have a shot through the archers there, but not quite able to get anything on target. Going to keep his front armour pointed towards him in case he comes around the corner again. Finds an AT7 lurking. He's able to get a good hit on the weak spot of that AT7. AT7 takes another hit from that, and that's going to be curtains for him. 3002 poking himself around, not able to get any damage through that armour, the very thick front armour of that T28. And Dav just able to send a shot right back in that 3002's direction. Same thing to the IS here, it's becoming a running theme. He gets shot and doesn't take any damage whatsoever, and then delivers a nice chunk of damage back onto the enemy. Finally able to take out that AT7. AT7 relying probably a little bit too much on his armour there, just thinking that he could sit there and pretty much take everything, but as it was, they knew where his weak spots were and they were able to take out and dispatch him in pretty short order. So it looks like they've pushed a good force down this alleyway here. The enemy tanks really neglecting this side of the battlefield, and that's probably going to be to their detriment here, as they have in no way whatsoever pushed up the opposite flank as quickly. Jagdpanther 2 able finally to get some damage through the front plate of that T28. Actually, it looks like he put it through the turret rather than the front plate, so he's going to have to play this one carefully. With it being an open turret, a little bit easier to penetrate. But it looks like the enemy's actually stuck quite a lot of tanks up on that hill and have now swept down from the right hand flank and are now starting a base capture and coming the opposite direction down the alleyway. So things not really going the Allies' way right about now. They've got a Tiger P in their own cap circle, so he should really be able to decap if worst comes to worst. Although for some reason he's kind of hiding down the alleyway. I'm pretty sure he started out at the base and he's dropped all the way back there, so really needs to get his skates on, needs to get in there, and needs to get a shot on someone, or this is going to be a very, very short-lived game. Oh, that was very, very lucky there. The Tiger P just getting a good hit on that T43 at the last second there, finally able to wear the timer down a little bit. Hellcat comes in, also shoots the T43, a little bit of a mistake there. Obviously wasn't paying attention to who'd already been hit, but luckily the Allied Tiger P managed to get a hit on the enemy Tiger P and just drop that cap down by a little bit more. Tiger P doing the smart thing here of just dropping back so that his ally can have a shot at these guys as well. And the two of them should now just be able to mop up this situation. Only got the T43 left. T43 is able to take out the track of the T28 of Dav, and he's just saying, nope, having none of that, use my repair kit, and then we're going to take you out, and that becomes kill number 4 and the base reset. So the game's actually fairly even at the moment at 12 kills to 11. Their own base capture got interrupted earlier on, but it looks like the two of them, the VK from the platoon and that IS, are still in the cap circle, and they're also dueling with a T28. So we're going to speed this one up a bit till we get back into some action. There's an IS-6 somewhere around the centre of town. That central square there, it looks like the Tiger P spotted him out, but it looks like, who would that be? That would be a Tiger 1 is now capping. So T28 of Dav's just got to drop back and do something about this Tiger 1. Finds him just napping. Obviously just not being situationally aware there, just had his sidearm and presented to the direction that the T28 was coming from. T28 presented himself and the Tiger just did nothing, just didn't really seem to care. Was like, yeah, whatever. Takes a big shot through his side, and one more hit. Dav manages to bounce that one more hit, and he's able to take out the Tiger, and that is kill number 5. So this one's all evened up at 13 kills to 13. The enemy has an IS-6 and a T28, whereas the Allies have a T28 and a Tiger P. Tiger P making a suicide charge across the minefield there in broad daylight. Should really wait for Dav and the two of them go together. So we're just going to wait till somebody spots somebody else and we can get back into the action here. As you can see, T28 painfully slow tank. Really doesn't maneuver around the battlefield very quickly whatsoever. Just talking in the chat there about how many hit points the enemy tanks have. Wondering if they're going to be going for a base capture themselves, but the two of them, the Tiger P and the T28 of Dav had kind of covered off both flanks, so there wasn't really anywhere that the enemy could approach their base from without being spotted. Gets a good hit in the side of the T28 as he's focusing on the Tiger P here, but it looks like they've just dropped back behind the church, hopefully going to try and draw this IS-6 out, but it looks like they're not having any of it, and the Tiger P just moving in there. Takes a hit in the front, sounded like it took his track out, but it didn't actually do any damage. So Dav just going to leave him to face tank and play peekaboo with the IS-6 and T28. And he's going to come around the circle here. Obviously knew that the IS-6 was going to be going for some flanking action. Caught him with his trousers down and was able to take him out. Although not before the IS-6 was also able to take out his allied Tiger P. So that just leaves T28 versus T28. With the speed of these things, I wouldn't expect the enemy T28 to have moved very far. But to be honest, if he's trying to flank around these buildings in the opposite direction, then the two of them could really just be chasing each other for the next 4 minutes, and that would be GG and the end of the game, because like I said, these things not really speedy or agile. Finds the T28, he's parked all the way over on the left hand side. Bounced his shot. Dav going to take all the time in the world to take him out and pick up kill number 7. Again, it looked like the T28 had already committed in his mind to fire at the side armour of the T28, and then as the T28 closed that angle down and got himself into what is essentially an open air side scraping position, for some reason the enemy T28 didn't switch where he was firing and just kept his shot on target on that side armor, and obviously the thing just bounced. So that's going to be it for today's subscriber replays. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. I certainly have. Great replay there from Dav197, doing a total of 4,000 damage and picking up 7 kills. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or favourite. Stick a comment in the comment section below letting me know exactly what you thought. This has been World of Tanks. I've been Maxwell, and I will catch you guys next time.